101 here. Today we'll be taking a look into our early next week system that can create a lot of problems, possibly early next week. We can see a lot of snow, either from the plains into the Ohio Valley up into the northeast. Plus, it's just south of the low pressure system. There's a flash flooding threat. We can see a lot of rain across parts of the lower Ohio Valley and the Tennessee Valley, and as well as some severe weather across parts of the South or the Dixie Alley. And we're going to get started with the GFS model here. So this is what we currently got going on. We do have a low pressure exiting the northeast there, bringing in some snow across parts of the Great Lakes region there, even the parts of the northeast. Not really a big deal or anything, just mostly a rain event there. Then you'll start to see this system develop. And currently, it's at across the west. You get your first wave of moisture coming in, and then your low pressure develops across Arkansas, and that starts to race to the northeast there. Now the trends will be going further south. So if the trends start to get even further south, your snowfall amounts will move south as well. You can see it continues up into the northeast here, even bringing in an ice threat across anywhere from Pennsylvania through New York State into Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island there. That can create some issues there. Let's first go to the eastern region. And let's take a look into your snowfall amounts on the GFS model here. As you can see here, it's got a realistic look to it. You got a range of 5 to 8 inches of snow, anywhere from Missouri all the way through parts of Illinois into Indiana, maybe even reaching into Ohio as well. And it picks back up again as it reaches to Pennsylvania, New York State, and so on forth there. Let's check out the rainfall amounts as well there. That's going to be something we really got to keep an eye on. You can see here, your highest rainfall amounts from the GFS model here is indicating anywhere from parts of Tennessee through Kentucky, even parts of Ohio and West Virginia as well. There, where you can see rainfall amounts anywhere from probably 2 inches up to 4 inches or maybe 5 inches in a few spots there. What's the CMC predict for the rainfall amounts? It's a little further up north, and I think it's underdone with this one here in. You can see here it's kind of a little bit scattered. You can see the highest rainfall amount out in West Virginia, kind of coming back into Kentucky there. And I'll show you my rainfall map, my snowfall map, and as well as the severe weather map as well in just a moment. But there's the CMC model there for rainfall. Here's your snowfall forecast there. Kind of similar, but a little bit widespread as you get back into Missouri and Kansas, for Illinois, Indiana, and it seems like it comes down as it reaches to the northeast there. This pocket of snow here, that's actually lake effect snow. That doesn't really affect from the winter storm system. I mean, it does, but it doesn't seem to bring a lot of snow, but it is going to show a lot of lake effect snow with that there, if it does verify. And we'll move on into the icon model. You can see here, it's a little bit underdone for the northeast there. I think you can see more snow up there. And probably some more back in Missouri, Kansas, and Illinois as well. You can see they're pretty widespread, 3 to 5 inches. Some areas can see up to 4 or 5 inches just from the icon model. In your rainfall amounts from the icon model here, you can see kind of bullseyes, parts of Tennessee for Kentucky into West Virginia. And we're looking for a variety of models. Here's the NAM 12KM. This is kind of accurate look here for rainfall wise. So you can see pretty widespread rainfall amounts, anywhere from 3 up to 5 inches of rain from parts of Tennessee through pretty widespread for Kentucky and West Virginia as well. And your snowfall amounts from the NAM, as you can see here, quite a bit of snow back in Kansas and Missouri with snowfall amounts anywhere from 8 to 12. Calms down as it reaches to Indiana and Ohio, and it picks back up a little bit as it reaches to the northeast. there as well. Alright, let's look into the European model here. So we're going to move on to 6 p.m. on Sunday here. See here, quite a bit of snow for parts of Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana, and even parts of Iowa. 8 o'clock Monday morning, your low pressure system should be nearby Shreveport, Louisiana. You can see here, you're starting to see those round thunderstorms starting to go from southwest to northeast there. Here's 1 o'clock. You're starting to get more and more moisture with it. The winds could be strong as well. Could be gusty. As you can see here, near the front there, you can see winds gusting up to 50 miles per hour. So this is the concerning factor here. Along this front here, you got strong southerly winds coming in. It brings in moisture, but whenever it hits the front, that moisture really starts to build up. So you start to get more showers and thunderstorms, and you could probably have potentially in a bad situation where you could be in the training of storm after storm after storm. And what that can do is produce a lot of rain and some flash flooding issues. And keep in mind, with most of the farmers have harvested their crops, and some of them probably put in some winter wheat, but with nothing there to soak up, it's just plain dirt in those fields. All they're going to do, all that water is going to run somewhere. And when it hits the lowest spot, that's where it's going to flood. That's the really bad thing about this here. So if you get 3 to 5 inches of rain with a lot of farm fields, there's a good chance you're going to see some flooding issues there. And I've seen that to myself not too long ago, about a week or two ago. But let's get back to this here. You can see here your low pressure is in southern Arkansas there. Got rounds of showers and thunderstorms there. You can see those lightning strikes that show up much better, like bolded. Those are numerous there. That's what that means. Here's 10 o'clock Monday. So this is your primetime severe weather event. You can see here probably some strong severe thunderstorms down in Mississippi and Alabama there. Could be numerous at times. As you can see here, there's going to be a little bit of an icing threat as you reach to the northeast there. I'll show you guys that in a moment. I do not make a forecast for that. See here, and it moves on to the northeast there. Here's your snowfall amounts for the next 5 days. See here, anywhere from 5 to 8 inches of snow there. This is kind of a pretty accurate look as well. You can see with that lake effect snow, could be reaching over a foot in some spots. You see there, by that trail of snow, pretty much generally 5 to 8 inches. Seems like it dies down at some point in Ohio or Indiana. We're going to see about that. Here's your rain accumulations here. You can see most of your rain extends from anywhere from parts of Tennessee through Kentucky into West Virginia. Now, this could be a little bit underdone. Who knows? You can see generally 2 to 3 inches of rain. Some areas can see over 3 inches of rain. Doesn't high-res NAM 5 km reach that far out? Let's see here. Apparently it does here, but it looks like it's a little bit further south on the solution. And yes, it is a little bit further south with this here. But you can see what I'm talking about here with whenever that moisture hits the front. It's going to produce a lot of rain. You can see round after round. I think that's a little too far to the south, I believe. But here's your snowfall amounts for the next 60 hours. We only get the snow event back in Missouri and Kansas. You can see there about 5 to 8 inches. Some areas could probably see up to 9 or 10 inches of snow. And there's some of that lake effect so off of Lake Erie there as well. And let's move on into my maps here. Now, this is just a map here. I put 2 forecast maps into one map just to save a little bit of time and tabs here. So this is a snowfall, rainfall forecast all in one. I'll show you guys the severe weather map in just a moment. That is a separate map. But let's go to get started with the snow here. So keep in mind, if you're north or at this white line here, that's your snowfall totals. Like the blues and the purples there, that's your snowfall totals. But if you're in the green colors and even the yellow, that's rainfall amounts. But we're going to start off with snowfall amounts. Now this is valid Sunday into Monday and Tuesday here, even Wednesday. You see here, I got a coating to 1, very skinny line here. This is going to be a very sharp cutoff here, as you can tell here. 1 to 3 inches surrounding that. I even have pockets of 5 to 8 inches of snow, anywhere from parts of Kansas through Missouri into Illinois. And it's supposed to die down a little bit as it reaches to Indiana and Ohio, but there's chances you can see more than 5 inches of snow there. Of course, with that lake effect snow, I highlighted 8 to 12 inches of snow. You can see more than a foot of snow in a few spots there. You can see that 5 to 8 comes back from anywhere from parts of Pennsylvania all the way up to New Hampshire. Surrounding that is 3 to 5 inches, and surrounding the 3 to 5 inches is the 1 to 3, and surrounding that is the coating to 1 inch. And that's your snowfall forecast. Let's move on to the rainfall here. So the 3 to 5 inches of rain is where I'm bullseying here to have most of the rain here. As I zoom in here, very small area. But this is, I believe, your low pressure system will be falling along the Ohio River. That's kind of the best guidance right now. But it's still moving a little bit further south. If the low pressure moves further south, all these rainfall totals, the snowfall amounts will move south with it as well. But you see, I do have 3 to 5 inches of snow from my Bowling Green, Kentucky, for central Kentucky into Huntington, and probably near Charleston, West Virginia as well. I do have a large 2 to 3 inch amount surrounding that, 1 to 2 inches surrounding that. Now keep in mind where some of the severe weather is going to happen. You could probably see more than 2 inches of rain in some spots, maybe even 3 inches there. And this, I don't know what cover you'll call this, but these covers here are less than 1 inch of rain. There you can see there's another area of it as well. And here's a good look of it. And here's the details over here of what I mean. If you missed with what I said, here you go. Snowfall at and north of the white, and rainfall is at and south of the green or the light green here. So it's a very sharp cutoff of what I mean here. I mean, I do not have enough room to put the less than 1 inch there. I mean, it's going to be kind of like that there. So this is probably the best forecast I've made here. And this took me about 30 minutes to create. But here's the Weather Prediction Center's outlook here for excessive rainfall. You can see here they got a slight risk anywhere from parts of Tennessee, for Kentucky, even into parts of Ohio, West Virginia, into parts of Pennsylvania. Then surrounding that, it's got a marginal risk, and that's from Louisiana up into Pennsylvania and Maryland there. And we'll see if we do get a moderate risk to be issued there. Probably best chance of moderate risk could be anywhere from Kentucky into West Virginia there. But we'll see. They'll update this map again tomorrow. And let's move on to the severe weather side of things. I'm not going to show you the models because it's going to take up a lot of time. But you can see here, day 3 outlook here. They do have a slight risk for severe weather anywhere from parts of Texas, for Louisiana, portions of Arkansas, for most of Mississippi and Alabama. And surrounding that is a marginal risk there. Now, what they got here, the chances for the, the percentages here. So they got a percentage of 15, oh wait, they don't have percentages, but that's right. But what they do have here, they're talking about chances of tornadoes, damaging winds. There's even some hail chances in there as well, where we do have decent lap rates there, anywhere from probably up to 7 degrees Celsius there. That creates some of the hail threat with it. And that's kind of in this marginal slight risk area there. It's not really high or anything like that. If it's like up to 8, you're going to have some issues there for some large hail. We do have spinning updrafts as well, which I create a tornado threat. You got high helicity, especially when you're far up north here. You got helicity down here anywhere from between 150 to 200, which is not a good thing. You do have Cape values over 1,000 in a few places, even up to 1,300 or 1,400, and a lot of wind shear with this. So just a pretty good setup for some severe weather. And here's my forecast here. I am going to be issuing an enhanced risk for portions of Mississippi and Alabama where there's some pretty good confidence of some damaging winds. There's even a good tornado chance there. Some of these models here are showing a decent tornado chances for portions of Mississippi and Alabama. And you can see here the margin of risk kind of extends up into parts of Kentucky there. That's where we kind of see some of the K values. There's a little bit of instability up there. There could be enough instability for at least a strong thunderstorm, and there's just a very low-end chance for some severe weather up into Kentucky. And that's kind of a similar situation for other people in the marginal risk, but the enhanced risk, that's where I think you could probably see some supercells that develop that can create some large hail, damaging winds, and even a tornado threat. And there could be a squall line developing here, but it seems like it's going to be coming in at different rounds of storms here, storm after storm after storm. That's why I put it 1 to 2 inches and locally amounts over 2 inches for these areas here, because you can see multiple storms, and there's a good amount of dew. The dew points are good enough for some severe weather. You got the moisture in place there. So yeah, guys, this is all for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you all did like this video, hit that like button. If you do like my channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so never miss an upload. If you all guys got questions about this, you can put the comment section down below. I answer you guys questions. I see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.